Okay, welcome to Midnight Season 1 Skate Better tier list. This tier, Ultra had a cool idea before the tier started for something he wanted to do for everybody, a little art project. So I'm going to show what Ultra made for everybody, and then I'll talk about the players, and we'll give everyone a ranking. You guys know the deal. So Ultra has taken the time to make magic cards for everybody. So starting off, it's alphabetical order. That's how the images are popping up in my little thing. So I'll skip a couple of people when I get there for reasons that will be clear later. But starting off with Arclos, I think this card is very good. He's the perpetual metronome for us, which is like shot calling and ray leading. And then if two creatures die, we lose the game. That's a lot like a wipe, right? I think that's pretty good. So ultra props on this card. I like this one a lot. Um, but Arclos himself, is our rock. Without him, we wouldn't be where we are. I can never thank him enough. This tier, we had a lot of ups and downs with roster and performance at times, so I appreciate him sticking with it. I will say though, Arclos, you got a lot more tilted this season than you have in the past, and you know, we ended up doing pretty good in the end. So I think a lot of that was unwarranted. So I'm going to dock you a little bit here. So I would typically, I think realistically you deserve to be an S tier all the time, but that's not what this is about. So I'm going to put you down here B tier. I think the tilt. We did good. We did good. Hopefully next year you can maybe not be so stressed out. So all right, moving on to our next person, which is Azoth. I like this card. I think it's like funny. Obviously, it's not a real card, but we gotta find something else to talk about with Azoth. I feel like we always talk about the traveling and all that. I did a plain picture, so Azoth, give us something else to talk about. Actually, I have something else I'll talk about next time I make the art. I got something now that I think about it. It just came to me. Um, but Azoth, once again, another good tier. Uh, I'm very happy that we got to let you play Holy the entire time. There was no ret to be had. I will say your Lura, could have been a little better. I feel like there was some glaive eating at times, but hey, I know that fight was hard for everybody, especially healers. So we'll give you a break, but I am gonna dock you a little bit for that one. So I think we'll get you down here to solid B tier with Arclos. Okay, moving on. Oh shit, you didn't see that. Don't pause the video and go back. You didn't see that one. I was supposed to skip it. I fucked up. Okay, we're on Belagor now. So, um, if this card was a real card, it would be toxic as fuck. By the way, like whenever someone talks, that people are gonna forget. That'd be terrible. But Belagor this tier was interesting. I'm still was not used to you being a ranged player. Many times I've put out rosters before I ever moved you into the ranged category. I just left you in melee for who knows how long. But appreciate you swapping to the new thing when it was pretty much OP, very overpowered. Um, but yeah, that was good. The nonverbal thing, we don't know much about you, so I don't have much more to say. I'm glad you're here. I'm glad you stick with us all these years. Very happy to have you around, and very happy that you continue to play with us. But because you are nonverbal, we're gonna put you in C for silent. Yeah, with a C. All right, next, let me make sure I'm not okay. I'm not going to the wrong person here. We got Brew. So I think this card is funny, and definitely the flavor text. But the Ward 3, if you don't know Magic, this is like a way to like deflect people bothering you, and I think that's pretty funny since we give Ultra so much shit for being French Canadian, and Brew just does not get an ounce of that, so he avoids it. But we really appreciate you being here. You had a great tier. I know you were willing to tank when we were looking for a tank, but we felt like you were playing so well on Windwalker and your boss damage is so good that we really didn't want to move you off of that. Um, but I know you're capable, and you were definitely on our short list along with Dro. But always happy that you're willing to swap and do other things. So for all that, man, I think you deserve to be S tier. And I'll send you all these images. I know I'm kind of going through the cards quick, but you can have all these. I'm sure Ultra or myself will send them to you. So next, we got Budamax. I kept joking that I hadn't filmed this yet, and I hadn't, but I'm not gonna punish Budamax for being the most annoying person in the world. But this card is good. Those of you who've been here long enough to know what Dungeon Max or Alt Raid Max is like. Knows all the mechanics, and he likes to yap about them when we do non-main raid content. So this card is very on brand, albeit not a real card. It is funny. I was a little worried with Ultra and Buddha having the arguing and pissing around that they've done all tier that this card might be really fucking toxic in terms of making fun of him, but it's not too bad. So thank you for that, Ultra, not being too bad. Um, but in all seriousness, Buddha, we appreciate you kind of being the social punching bag at times. I know maybe at times it can get annoying, but you keep us entertained, and we're glad to have you here. I am tired of hearing about Mage. I'm glad you're finally playing your Shaman. Hopefully, I don't get a message from you in a couple weeks talking about, oh, Arcane is so cool and fun. I want to play that. Um, but if I do, it'll be all right. I'll deal with it. But Buddha, I can't rank you too high because of who you are. So you're gonna stay down here in C tier. Sorry. Okay, next we have Califer. Now, I should be very mean here, but I won't be. I think this card is kind of a real card. Um, I like it. I like the idea here. Kind of trying to mimic how Califer plays the game. Yeah, Cheat Death is in fact a cooldown at a defensive, I guess. Um, it does. The art is missing a chainsaw somewhere or a saw blade. I feel like you needed a little saw blade chasing after the lady. But Califer, seriously, appreciate your energy. Appreciate the social aspect that you bring to the guild, and appreciate you sticking with us and playing the game. Um, Hopefully one day we can get you to branch out and be more than a holy priest, but that time will come. You've just been all tier rage baiting me, intentional or not. So for that, I'm sorry, but I gotta drop you down here in D tier. There's plenty of room for improvement. Start by not getting on my nerves every raid night. Don't ask me about League of Legends in the middle of raid, that kind of deal. So next we have Dads. So I hope this is an accurate count of age and children and all that, and you didn't just make this shit up, Ultra. But uh, appreciate Dads being here. A lot of you probably don't know everything that Dads has offered for the guild. He's in my DMs a lot, offering any sort of help he can, and I very much appreciate it. Most recently, we've been yanking him around on being a healer versus not being a healer and blah blah blah, and I felt really bad because he was like, all right, I'm committed, I'll be a healer. And then out of the blue, David comes back. It's like, well, shit. We want David back. How do we do that? And Dad's was very, very chill with immediately U-turning and heading back to TPS. And we talked about him playing other things and what was best for the team. But Dad's, I cannot say it enough that I really appreciate your attitude, everything you do. And I know that the time will come where you're going to step up and do something big for the guild. So I really do appreciate you. And well deserved. You're going to appear with Brew into S tier. All right. Next we got Dro. So I think this card's funny because this is a real card art. But it's kind of cool because Dro's little what are the trolls called? The other trolls, stand-up trolls, whatever. They have dinosaurs when they're paladins. Um, so this is kind of like a real card. I like it. Yeah, I don't know, not much else to say. But Dro, I like Dads. It has been very open to doing things differently and playing something else and helping out the team in any way that he can. Obviously, we gave him a chance to take over tanking when we were done with Crown, but we felt like we didn't want to burn him out doing something that he may not actually want to do. Because he was playing, having a good tier for us as Ret, so we ultimately decided to just banish me to the tanking room and let him continue to play. But since then, he's decided that he is willing to do it, and he's gonna move forward as our tank, which is awesome. We can't thank him enough for that. Um, It's helped out our recruiting and then the roster building tremendously so far. So, Dro, I really appreciate you doing all that stuff. What we're gonna do here, I'm gonna drop you in here into B tier with the A boys. But depending on how this tier goes, man, you've got, S tier's calling your name. Okay, let's see. Oh, shoot, where'd it go? Next, we have Galabon. Okay, so hopefully Galabon doesn't get mad at me. This card is perfect, by the way. Just Unga Bunga, Smork, like Zug Zug ass card. Very fitting. Um, but hopefully Ultra, god damn it, Ultra. Thinking about magic cards. Galabon doesn't mind me kind of airing out some of the stuff that some people know this, but our first raid night this tier into normal raid or whatever, Galabon showed up 20 item levels lower than everybody else. And I know that didn't sit well with some people, myself included. But he and I had a talk about it, and ultimately that led to us kind of benching him, setting him off the main roster for a little while. Um, I was hoping that giving him some time away would reinvigorate him, let him come back and grind and play the game, because he's been here, I don't know, 5 tiers or something like that now, and that's never been an issue before. So felt like we needed to try and just light a fire under his ass, and time passed, and the opportunity came back for us to reach back out and be like, all right, you ready to come back? And he jumped at the chance and came back and helped us clean up the tier. Felt like he really engaged to catch his character up and be involved, and very, very happy for him to do that. Love having him here in Galabon. You're hilarious. I love going back in the hair channel and seeing all of your late night adventures that get posted there. So very, very happy to have you back and ready to see you continue to this next tier. So I think starting the tier with how it did, you would have been D tier, but with the rise from the ashes, I'm gonna move you up here into C tier. You can be in here with the Budamax tier. All right, next we have Isdar, and I think it's funny here because I guess I didn't realize that this was so obvious to everybody, but or some people, but Isdar loves to compete, so this card is kind of cool that he's like challenging that player, one-upping that player. I liked the idea. Um, but yeah, there was I won't use names, but there was a tier where he was in my DMs talking about comparisons and stuff, and I was like, man, this guy is competitive. I like it. It's nice having teammates who use the competition with their friends and their raiders to get better and not just compete for no reason other than to talk shit. So Izadar, I really appreciate your mentality, willingness to get better. I will say you multiple times came to me this year talking about how you didn't know what the hell Death Knight buttons do, and that obviously rubs me the wrong way because that's my guy. So I'm not gonna put you in S tier because of that. You're gonna get docked a little bit, but you're gonna be down here in A tier, the first A tier. But reach your fucking abilities. Don't tell me that. Unbelievable. Oh, you didn't see that either. All right, I'm doing a bad job of skipping. I'm supposed to skip. Whatever. All right, Messy. So I like this card. It's cool. It's like a real card. But we consistently have to do art projects for people on Dragon as if it's the most terrible thing ever. I made Ultra into a crying dragon, longing for the Warlock, and now he's a depressed dragon magic card. So we gotta this they gotta do something about this fucking Evoker class, man. Like nobody likes it. We always force people to play it. It's terrible. Um, if any new Evokers are watching this video, Evoker's great, awesome. Please don't quit. We love having you here. Um, but Messi, thank you very much for sticking with it. I know at some point in the season it became not fun, and you were ready to get off of it, and we're doing our best to help you stay off of it this tier. Um, at the time of filming this, there's apparently changes going on, so I hope you don't end up back on it because it is OP. But um, either way, I know it wasn't the thing you wanted to do, and I do appreciate you sticking with it. I also appreciate you rushing home from work every day, hardly ever being late, even though you're cutting it close all the time. So, Messi, I'm gonna actually throw you in here with Izadar into A tier. Appreciate everything that you do and the attitude that you bring. Okay, next. I'm trying not to do the wrong people this time. All right, here we go. All right, Miss. So, I like this card. Uh, The only thing I don't like about this is nothing special. He's just chilling. And I feel like if you read that the wrong way, it's like saying Miss isn't special. I disagree with that. Miss is special, but I think more importantly, Miss is just chill. There's just like nothing is ever the problem. Like he DMs me with like, hey, I have some super important family thing to do, but like if I need to be a raid, I can. I'm always like, man, go do your family stuff. We'll be fine. Like I appreciate you always trying to make sure that you're there for us. Like you're a great communicator, and I can never ask much more of anyone when they have things going on. So I appreciate that. I think it's a great tier. Um, you're so consistent that I hardly ever recruit rogues. I mean, they DM me sometimes or they pop up in recruitment, and I just don't even bother. Like it's just not worth it. I don't need more. I don't need more rogues. We got the one we need. But I'm gonna throw you in here. Oh, we're three in a row here, but I'm Miss. You're also going up here in A tier. Very much appreciate you being here, man. Okay. Next is Parsed. This card is cool. I like Ultra branching out and not just doing creature only. I know he started with Arclos as I think he was an artifact, but Parsed is a sorcery now, which is cool. This card's technically wrong, but whatever. It doesn't work that way. But interesting card. I like it. It's kind of implying that Parsed is willing and capable of playing all of the healers if necessary. Um, but he stuck with Dragon this year also when it was good, but also because we were a little worried Messi might throw in the towel at some point. So I do appreciate the Parsed also sticking with it, even though there were times where a different healer may have made sense. But um, one thing that you guys probably don't get to see a lot of, but Parsed does a lot of log review, not only for our raiders, but for potential recruits. Man, I'll post a thing like, "Hey, this person looks kind of good," and an hour or two later, early in the morning, we'll get a full synopsis about like, "Oh, they look like they're doing shit on this poll," or "These guys are good," or whatever. And it's nice having someone out there who's just taking the time to help me recruit and make sure that we're on the right track. And a lot of the people that we bring in and they work out here, part a lot of that's because Parse is doing a lot of research into them. So, Parse, I very much appreciate what you do as an officer. I appreciate you being one of the social backbones of the guild. I do think at times you're a little hard on Budamax, pushes buttons a little too much. I know that may be a little bit on purpose, but we'll see. Maybe calm down on him a little bit. Also, I think you fall in the same boat as Arclos and tilted a little bit on Laura more than we should have. But I know I get it. Everyone was a little tired of that fight, so not that big of a deal. But I'm gonna knock you a bit for the tilt and the Budamax pushing buttons. I don't want Buddha to quit. That's all. I know he deserves it, but I don't want him to quit. So I'm gonna put you in B tier. Good company though. You and Arclos are both in there. All right. Okay, hold on. I gotta skip the next person, so hold on. I'm actually doing it right this time. Oh, the next two people. Okay. So I know we haven't seen SCK in a while, but that's for good reason. So SCK is still on the tier list. He's still our boy. Helped us finish out the tier. But I like this card. I think this card's very cool. Obviously, everyone knows that SCK is a seasonal reroller. Whatever will either be the best in raid or whatever he wants to play in M+. The downside to that is that changes throughout the season. And so SCK came to me, I think, if my count is right, 5 different times, sort of kind of suggesting he wanted to change his raid main. Obviously not seriously. He was happy staying on the Shadow Priest, but I think the first we were talking about him being a healer, playing Disc, and then it was healing on Mistweaver, and then it was playing as Warlock, and then it was maybe playing as DK, and then a little bit later in the tier, after he had kind of taken a break but had to fill for us, he played as Druid. So we had like 6 characters in the mix there. It all worked out. But yeah, sometimes that's a little tilting to navigate. But SCK had a really, really unfortunate series of events with the new house he moved into and the internet, and so by the end of the tier, he was really, really tilted with it all and asked to sit for the last 2 bosses and be backup. And it worked out that we didn't need to call on him too much, but he was always there for us. I DM'd him several times, like, hey, we may need you, and he was always willing to fill in. So even though we haven't seen him in a little bit, he was there for us, and I really appreciate having people who are, available even if things aren't kind of working out the best way. So SDK, even though all the swapping and all that was a little frustrating, we're putting you up here in A tier for being a good teammate this tier. Okay, hold on now. Make sure I'm not gonna. Okay, yeah, we're good. All right, next we have Sour. Obviously the gentle giant. I'm not so sure he's a gentle giant. I think Sour's kind of mean sometimes, but maybe just giant and scratch out gentle. But this is like a real card, not a whole lot of joke or funniness here. I like this, but I like the flavor text is good. The knowledge beneath them is even deeper. Sour knows just about everything. People that have been here a while know that. New people are starting to learn it, but if you need to know something about WoW or some random nerd adjacent thing, Sour's a good bet to reach out and ask about something. Um, but Sour had an unfortunate start of the tier as well. He put a ton and ton of effort into leveling a bunch of different characters to try and take advantage of the new profession system so he can make a bunch of gold. And there was some exploit at the start of the tier that largely nullified the mass amount of time and effort he put in to take advantage of the new profession crafting system, however it worked. And he really didn't get much benefit out of it. So I know that kind of burnt him out, and he wasn't the same 13 characters full vault every week that he was the previous season. So I do feel bad for him in that regard, and hopefully this tier that doesn't happen. Hopefully we have a smoother start to the tier. But also Sour, thank you for holding my hand as I did my best to not fucking ruin every night as a tank, first time tanking in raid. And not, not beating me over the head every time I got you 10 stacked in Laura. So I appreciate you very much. I think I would have thrown you into B tier if I didn't have to tank this tier, but with the help you gave me on tanking, we're gonna win from no A tiers to bunch of A tiers in a row. But sorry, you're going up here to A tier. Okay, so the next card, no one's seen but me. I made this card for Ultra. He can't make his own. So here's my Ultra's Hurricane. This is a legendary sorcery. This is how it's meant to be worded. I'm a real Magic player, but this card destroys the target Buddha house, and it's obviously this. But the threatening hurricane. Also, this is right here. That's where Buddha lives, right here near Tampa, somewhere in here. So we're getting his ass. But Ultra. Many people don't know this. Some people do. We've talked about it, but Ultra has been putting in a ton and a ton of effort to get better and to find ways to improve as a player. He did a lot of self-recording, log review. He did a lot of stuff this tier, and I can't tell him how much I appreciate that. Like we are nothing if we don't get better, and putting in that level of effort to try and improve is awesome. Very much appreciate it. Means a lot to me. I'm sure it means a lot to your teammates that you care and you want to get better. Also, the cards are great. I think this is a really cool idea. I appreciate it. Kind of makes me want to give an attempt of my own, try and make them uh, real, like all of them functioning cards and not some of them. But I really do like it. I think it's very cool. Um, so Ultra, for your effort and the art, we're gonna throw you into B tier. Okay, so give me a second to get organized here. I gotta. Hopefully this doesn't break. I'm gonna do a couple people at once here. I know typically we don't do people who have left, but in this particular case, because these people were here for most of the tier, I'm going to include them, and because they've left on decent terms. So the next three people are Oaks, Korean, and Baby, and I know you guys saw some of these already. I'm going to talk about all of them together. I like this card a lot. I think Pokes the Gambler. Sometimes I was worried he cared more about gambling with dads than he did actually killing the boss. But Korean, for his whole time here, was a blaster. I mean, his blogs speak for themselves, but we appreciate all of his time here. Same with Baby. The reason I couldn't show this card earlier is because he's got a little bit of a. We had a hunter duo here, and obviously they're gone. But these three guys, they're gone now, but they're going back to guild that they were at beforehand. So no hard feelings. Wish them the best. But because they are leaving us, they are going to populate. Uh-oh, I have a problem. It's this one. They're going to populate D tier here with Califer. And then last, sort of last for everything that I have, and not least, the partner to baby Rumkos. So unfortunately, kind of not so partner anymore. But rumor has it Rumkos doesn't even watch these videos. So I thought about how, because I was going to do him last, how I could, incentivize him to watch this. So I have a bounty, and all you other people watching this, don't help him. Rumkos, if you're watching this, if you can DM me and tell me your favorite part of the video, your favorite card, and your favorite anecdote about somebody, prove to me that you watched the video. I'll get you meatball sub, Uber Eats to your house, or whatever you want. But jokes aside, another great tier, Rimkos. You are one of our remaining players who are 7 out of 7 CEs with us. I cannot thank you enough for being here all these years. For a long time, I was worried that we would lose you to Hall of Fame. I still worry that that will happen, but the longer it goes on, the more comfortable I am that you enjoy it here enough that you're not going to leave. So, thank you very much for being here. I've asked multiple times for you to come hang out more and do games with us more, and you don't ever listen. So because of that, you're still not going too high. I'm gonna drop you down here into B tier. Be my friend. Come hang out and play games with us. Okay. So actually, last is going to be me. Ultra sent me a secret folder. It's got a card and a video. I haven't seen these, so I'm gonna just play this video right now. I hope it doesn't start off with him ripping a bunch of slurs, because I don't have to do a second take and do some editing, and that's gonna suck. But we're gonna play the video. Actually, we'll do the card and then we'll do the video. So this is my first time seeing this card as well. Um, let me add it in for a second. Okay.
All right.
Oh, pause. Okay, hold on. I'm getting organized. All right. Well, here we go. This is me. Oh wait, that's cool as shit. I'm reading. Hold on. Yeah, that's cool. I like that. I'm happy with my card. Okay, here's the video. Please don't say slurs.
All right, let's do Vantes. Vantes, Vantes, Vantes. I mean, A tier for sure. Good vibe, good grips, good speeches, good taunts. Actually, maybe not good taunts. Let's not get carried away here. I mean, knows when it's time to stop trolling our close and make us focus. I mean, not that it works, but still, he tries. We love the speeches. It's almost as good as when it's 11:20 p.m. to make us focus. I mean, the guy has a special relationship with Leatherball. We all know it. His deep love for it. I mean, thanks for the dedication. All the time you put in, we really appreciate it. I mean, there's no way around it. Like fucking clear A tier.
All right, you heard it from Ultra. I get to go up here in A tier. Alrighty, that is everybody. I kind of wanted to add PPG in here and just make him his own tier, like Q tier for quitter, but kind of want him to come back, so I don't want to pick on him too much. But thank you everybody who participated in this tier. This is an amazing group of people, and this guild, the game, has become one of the big parts of my life. And I appreciate all of you sticking around and being a part of it with me. So even though there's some people on here who may not be S and A tier, I still appreciate all of you. Looking forward to starting this tier with you guys. Let's do good. Let's have a good tier. I've another idea for next season's tier list. So if you guys don't fucking suck and don't make me mad, we'll have another fun tier list next year. So our next tier won't be a year. Okay, that's what I got. GG's. Bye.